Hello and welcome to Cash in the Celebrity Attic. This is a programme that searches the homes of the famous for memorabilia and collectibles. Then we take it all off to auction to raise money for really good causes. Now, this time around, I can promise you it will not be dull. We're about to meet a most flamboyant and very energetic American entertainment producer and indeed a television personality. Now, he grew up in Los Angeles and the Jackson 5 were amongst his best friends. He used to be married to a world-famous cabaret performer. Now, this man has a lot of very famous one-liners, but Holy Focaccia seems to be one of his favourites. So, have you worked out who it is yet? Today, I'm in North London to meet music mogul David Gest. Coming up, David dazzles me with the size of his collection.
500,000 pieces.
You're not being serious.
I swear to God.
And he has big ambitions for the value of his pop memorabilia.
Only £1,000? I want £4,000.
I think I may be out of a job.
Will his dreams be fulfilled with an auction bang worth every buck?
£500. Holy Focaccia. We did it.
And will it smash all Cash in the Celebrity Attic records? Find out when the final hammer falls. David was born in Los Angeles in 1953, a concert promoter and a reality TV star whose name totally conjures up Hollywood glamour. He's close friends with the likes of Jane Russell and the late Michael Jackson. But it's fair to say that he first made headlines in the UK through his 16-month marriage to Liza Minnelli. I wonder if he'll share any secrets about that story. John Cameron will be our valuer for the day. And as we take the elevator to David's second-floor apartment in North London, I can't help feeling that an extraordinary adventure awaits us. Hey, David.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, fantastic to see you. Really good.
You
Meet
look
John,
fabulous.
Who's our expert.
Pleasure to meet you.
I've
Fantastic.
watched you on TV forever.
You're too kind.
Come on in.
Lovely. My goodness, what a big apartment.
Thank you very much.
I love all of these gold discs. So clearly you've been collecting for a long time.
Ages. And you can start in the room straight down. That's the collector's room.
You have a collector's room?
I have a collector. Well, the
How-
whole house is a collector's
how
room.
posh is
And
all of
you're
that?
coming with me, good looking.
Am I? Well, there you
Yes.
go. Best offer I've had for ages, I'll tell you.
I love her.
David has lived here for over a year and filled every room with memorabilia. Gold discs cover every inch of wall space, along with albums, toys, games, jewellery, figurines, automata, novelty lampshades. So that's where his money goes. This room makes such a statement. So obviously you collect furniture of a particular period.
I love Art Nouveau. I love early 30s, great classic furniture. And this bar right here was Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers
What's
in the
your
movie
mouth at? Are you being serious?
Carefree. Yes, it is.
So how did you acquire it?
It was at an auction in LA, and I had to have it. And so I kept bidding until I got it. Would you like a drink?
It's fantastic. I think maybe a bit early in the day for me.
Okay.
But I'm liking the idea of standing at Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire's bar. You notice that I wore a jacket to match your hair?
I know. I'm going through puberty, Gloria, at my age.
Now tell me, in terms of collection, I can see already that you are an avid collector. Is there a particular thing you concentrate on?
Well, it's a little bit of everything because I started collecting when I was about 16. I was going out with Toya Jackson. It was just a puppy love. And Michael said, could you take me to a memorabilia show? I said, what's memorabilia? He said, I collect posters, Jimi Hendrix, I collect sculptures. So we went to Pasadena to this show, and I drove him, and that's when I learned about collecting.
Well, I can see that he taught you well because you have so much stuff. And obviously we want to talk about Michael Jackson, that great friendship that you had with him later on in the programme. Now, when it comes to charity, which charity have you chosen?
It's an organization in Chester called STEPS, and it helps children with underdeveloped limbs, and that's what's important to me.
And how much are you likely to raise, do you think, through whatever you're going to put into auction?
I'm hoping to raise at least £5,000. Yeah, but
5?
Yes.
That's the highest estimate, I think, that I've had on this programme.
I have to.
That's
You know?
brilliant. David's interest in the charity began after he became friends with one of his bodyguards in Liverpool, whose son sadly was born without feet and now needs artificial limbs. John's doing his best to keep his mind on our charitable work, but it's fair to say the huge medley of mementos is somewhat bewildering. Aha! So, David, this is the collection room.
This is my collection room here. Most of this is in storage in Cambridge. 500,000 pieces.
You're not being serious.
I swear to
Of
God.
what? 500,000 pieces
Of
what?
memorabilia.
That is astonishing.
But I did find an interesting collection of movie posters, David, one of which I've selected here. And I have to say, it's a favourite of mine. It's Shirley Temple, because when I was little with golden locks, my family used to call me Shirley Temple.
You had golden locks.
You had golden locks?
We shall call him Shirley from here on in.
I think it's your bright red cheeks that do it.
Okay, Shirley. And the thing is this actually on linen? Because it's
on
so
linen
beautiful.
because the greatest thing you can do for a poster, especially because they deteriorate as they get older, is put it on linen, and then it has its life of its own forever.
I love it, don't you?
Well, you're absolutely right, because there's natural acid and impurities in the paper, and it's great. You have acid-free linen, and it preserves them, and it makes them easy to handle. So, did you have them mounted yourself, David, or did you buy most of them like this?
I had all of them mounted myself. And I bought this one because Alice Faye was a neighbor of mine in Palm Springs, where I had a second home, and I wanted it because I loved her so much.
But there's a huge interest in movie posters.
Oh, there's a great market. I mean, collectors are looking for several major rules of thumb. The bigger the picture, the bigger the film, and the bigger the stars. That's a great thing. And there's also a growing interest in French, Czechoslovakian, and Polish issues of films, because, again, their artwork is considered quite quirky.
And how many of these do you have in your collection?
I have about 10,000.
You're not being serious.
I know, I'm serious.
How many of these could we sell at auction, do you think?
Well,
Of the 10,000?
I'm putting 8 in for this, for my charity, and I picked out some interesting things, including Esther Williams in Dangerous When Wet, and...
What a title.
A great title.
Dangerous when wet.
I know.
What we need to do is you need to select the 8 you're going to let us sell, and then you and I can have a look at them and we'll agree on some sort of estimate.
I guess it's difficult, actually, to work out how much they might get at auction.
Well, because there are so many variables that go towards their potential value. So, as I say, David, you'll need to select the ones you're happy to part with, the things you're happy to let go, and we'll try and agree some sort of estimate.
As promised, David finds 8 posters. There's a much vaunted Dangerous When Wet and a rather eerie-looking Polish poster for Cabaret showing Liza Minnelli. I wonder how he can bear to part with that one. John's estimate is £800 to £1,500. I hope not too optimistic. We divide our efforts along David's various hallways, where curiosities lurk at every single corner. For instance, these 1920s-style light fittings, which David once bought at auction. They came with the bar that belonged to Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, glamorous and functional. John thinks they could make £75 to £120. Now, our host has been badgering me all morning to visit his bedroom. I agree only on one condition, that he shows me something pretty impressive. So now, David, now that you have got me here, what are you going to show me?
I'm going to show you a very rare Michael Jackson contract from the 30th anniversary celebration, which I produced. And it's signed by Michael, Nelly Furtado, because she was on the show, and myself.
And myself.
And myself. And I'm going to put it up here so you can see it well.
Fantastic. Well, what good thinking to keep the contract, the signed contract.
I know, and look at Nelly. She's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
And it's signed, you can see Michael Jackson. And Michael never signed contracts. It was always signed for him. So...
And why did you ask him then to sign this one?
Because we owned the company together, and we always had to sign. We had to sign all our checks together.
Of course.
So I have a lot of signatures.
Very good. And just remind me whose idea it was to do this big anniversary concert.
It was my idea. I'll tell you how it happened. It was 2001. I woke up one morning and I turned on the radio and I heard, "Stop, the love you save may be your own." And that's my favorite Jackson 5 song. And I said, I got to hear it live. And I called him 5 minutes later and said, "I'm going to reunite you and the brothers. It's been 17 years. He goes, "Are you nuts?" "I'm not performing." I said, "You are." I said, "We'll make lots of money and it will be a lot of fun." And on the bill was Whitney Houston, Destiny's Child, Usher, Maya, Deborah Cox, Justin Timberlake with NSYNC, Luther Vandross, and about 35 others. Dionne Warwick, Gladys Knight. I can go on and on.
I guess everybody wanted to be on it, didn't they?
They all did, because I paid them very little.
But they wanted to be part of that 30th anniversary.
They did. They wanted to work with the king.
Why would you let this go?
He gave so much to children who were in need, children who had cancer, children who needed prosthesis. Michael was concerned about making their life better. So I'd rather see this go into somebody's house who helps the charity, and I'm hoping it's going to get big money.
Yeah, do you have any idea how much it might get?
Well, I'm going to start it out at £1,500, but I'm hoping it's going to hit somewhere around £5,000.
Okay. Our expert John has been discussing estimates with David all morning, and this Michael Jackson contract is one of two items that's caused them to disagree.
I feel it should be pitched at about £800 to £1,200. David, on the other hand, has gone for £1,500. With the market being buoyant due to Michael Jackson's sad and early death, who knows who's right here. However, I hope on auction day, David's right and I'm wrong. I don't mind that if the charity gets the money.
So on the one hand, we have John's experience of British auctions, and on the other, David's pizzazz. With the charity interest at heart, though, we'll go with the higher value and cross our fingers. It's difficult to know where to look next. David isn't prepared to let us send this Osmond's tambourine to the auction, but we're on firm ground when more Michael Jackson memorabilia turns up. Valued at £400 to £600, it's the poster and programme from the 30th anniversary concert we were just talking about, again signed by Michael. We've heard so much about him today, but I'm keen to talk to David about the other singing star in his life. He married her in 2002. It is, of course, Liza Minnelli.
Michael wanted her on the Michael Jackson 30th anniversary celebration in 2001. I had signed Whitney, Beyonce, Usher, just about everybody, about 40 artists all together. He goes, she's my friend, you gotta put her on. And the next day, I went over to meet her, because as long as she could sing well, that was fine with me. And when she came to the door, and I had done 2 shows with her before, one for Frank Sinatra, a show I produced on him, and one for Sidney Poitier. So, name dropper, all these names, where are they coming from? I worked with them all, what do you want? So, I went to her door, I looked at those eyes. A week later, we were living together. The past is now the past. She is a tremendous talent. She is a legend. I don't hold any grudges anymore.
Were you madly in love with her at the time?
Madly.
So you're disappointed the way everything worked out?
You've got too many questions on Liza Minnelli. Let's go to the present. That was yesterday, and I love my life today because I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, really changed my life. And I have such a love for the people of the UK, and I'll never leave here because this is my country.
So you love this place, you're planning to stay here?
Oh yeah, I would never leave. I'll be buried here. They'll put on my tombstone, he made me laugh for a minute, I think.
You know, today's been laugh a minute so far, and long may it continue. John is still scanning the shelves and has come up against David's vinyl frontier. Not one of these albums is destined for the sale room, but we soon find something that is. A contract and programme from the first UK soul tour that David organised. It's signed by artists like Bonnie Tyler, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Also 2 lithographs for the comeback tour that he organised for Liza Minnelli. Signed by Liza and David, this whole lot should make £300 to £500. As a concert promoter, David has files of correspondence with big-name turns. Perhaps they could earn him a bob or two.
Okay. Are you stealing my silver?
Oh. No, not quite. But I like it, though.
What have you found for us, David?
I have stacks of letters. I've kept them from everyone who's ever sent me a letter.
Do you know what I think is really good is the way that you have preserved them all very well. So you seem very good at that, don't you? In making sure things are kept in mint condition.
Yes, I like to keep things so they're preserved.
So this would be a mix of personal stuff and maybe some professional events that you were organising, for example?
Yeah, can I read you one?
Sure.
Okay, this is from Kirk Douglas, and it says, "Dear David, now that a new year has started," it's 1994, "I hope that it will be a good one for you. You have done much for other people. You deserve to have good things happen to you. Much affection, Kirk."
See, he doesn't deal with lesser-known people, does he? Look at this one, Alan Bates.
Well, when people are looking at the value of these things, that's what they want. The first thing they want to know is, who is the star? The bigger, the better. And the fact that they've been personalised, well, it's not only more interesting to collectors, but again, it's boosting the provenance. This is a fantastic collection. I can't wait to read some of the names that are in here.
Look at this one, Deborah Carr.
I know, I sorted them into 3 groups. American actors, legends, English actors, legends, meaning actors and actresses, and pop stars.
So we've got 3 lots here.
3 lots.
Well, it's going to be very difficult trying to come up with some sort of estimate for them. I mean, we've only had a couple of names and already I'm completely starstruck. But if we keep them in the categories, as David has said, well, I think we'd be looking at least 300 to 500 each for the 2 film lots, the English actors and the American actors. Without looking through the pop stars, we're looking at probably about 7 to 1,000, or at least about £700 upwards, I would have thought.
I also think that with a lot of David's collection, on auction day, it really is to the benefit for you to go up on the podium and, you know, give the provenance and to talk about where you got the things. You know, it really does evoke a lot more money, doesn't it?
It certainly can, and I don't think we have a shrinking violet
He's
here.
so shy, that's it.
No, I've done auctions before, I'm good. Let me have £100, £150, £200, £250. I got £400, going to £1,000. Only £1,000? I want £4,000.
I think I may be out of a job.
That's a total of 29 letters destined for the sale, and they're bound to attract lots and lots of attention. Our search in North London is going very well. David wants to make £5,000 for his charity, and we're just about £1,000 short, so we must carry on. I'm delighted when this barometer catches my eye. It turns out that David picked it up during a trip to Newcastle, and he spent £600 on it. For an auction estimate, John reckons at least £175. Now, when it comes to memorabilia, there's just no stopping our lovely David.
I have something very special I want to show you. It's some very rare Beatles items.
Leading us to what looks like a shrine to the Fab Four, David brings out a set of vintage American purses dating to 1965. There are 12 still on their original card backing. There's also a pendant in the shape of a book, which opens to reveal miniature portraits. Finally, a necklace and a bracelet. David has an idea of their value.
This lot is expected to fetch between £750 to £1,250, and it may even go for a lot more. I'm excited about it.
And rightly so, David. Now, just for the record, this Beatles collection is the other lot which caused a disagreement between David and our expert over its value.
I've said £400 to £600. David, on the other hand, wants £750 as his reserve and bottom price. Again, I hope he's right and I'm wrong. But on sale day, I hope I don't need some help, otherwise it's going to be a hard day's night.
As you can see, David certainly knows his own mind, and by the way, he also knows his wine. These bottles were given to him by a friend, a bottle of Pichon Longueville 96 and 2 bottles of Chateau Canon 82. John prices the trio at £200 to £400. I look forward to toasting our success, and where better to do it than at the bar, which once belonged, I love saying this, to Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Here he comes.
Here's the man now.
Okay.
Again.
What have we got now?
Yeah.
This is an original 1940 Fantasia bowl that Disney put out, and it says Walt Disney, copyright 1940, that's right, that's the year Fantasia came out. Vernon Kills, where it was made in the USA, and they're very rare because they're hard to find, and especially in mint condition where there's no chips. What happened was I bought this with Michael Jackson and my cousin, and we were on a trip in Pasadena. And this is a sad story. My cousin wanted this, but I wanted to get it for a gift because her birthday was the next day. And so I bought it when she wasn't looking. Can you believe this? That night, after Michael dropped us off, she went home, she was watching the ball game. She was eating this huge, like kosher hot dog, and she choked to death on the hot dog. And when the coroner came, he said it was too much for her to swallow, and I never got to give it to her. No, seriously.
This has been the theme throughout this programme. We're never quite sure what to
No,
believe
this
or
is
not to believe.
this is
That
true.
is not true.
I swear to you, it's a true story.
May I take a closer look? And what I find interesting about this is you say 1940s. Look at the shape of it. It's absolutely bang on 1940s, isn't it? And those plain muted colours as well, made for the Fantasia production. And at the time, it wasn't as successful as they'd hoped.
No, not then, but later on.
Not then, but consequently, the merchandise wasn't as successful either. And so it was short-lived, making these items much rarer today.
So they stopped making them, did they?
They stopped making them. But an interesting item.
So, John, you've been good in your estimations today. But what do you reckon this will make?
Well, I've only ever seen one other example at auction. That, if I seem to remember correctly, made about £800, though the estimate was slightly lower than that. So probably about 7 to 1,000, or at least about £700 upwards, I would have thought.
OK, so you wanted 5,000, which is the most amount of money in my time with the programme that anyone's ever aspired to. At the moment, and I know that the jury's out on a couple of the estimations, but at the moment we should get £5,600.
Wow.
Wow is right. Now, your hair really does match my coat. I think we make a very nice pair.
We do.
What colour shall I wear to the auction?
I think you should wear red.
Are you going to be blue maybe by that point?
No, but I may put some purple in my hair.
Will you ring me beforehand so
Yeah,
I
I
can
will.
colour match?
Yes, I can't wait. Are you coming to the auction
Of course I'm
too?
coming. I wouldn't miss it for the
I mean,
world.
we're going to have a ball. I promise you that.
Promises, promises. Considering the fragility of some of the items here, I'm surprised David let us in at all. But what a great time we've had finding mementos to sell at auction. There's the collection of Beatles memorabilia. Let's hope David's recommended estimate of £750 doesn't send us on a magical mystery tour. A collection of 29 letters featuring British and American celebrities, valued at £700 to £1,000. And with David's preferred price tag of £1,500, the contract signed by Michael Jackson. I'm really excited at this one. Still to come, David wants to encourage bids from everyone, no matter how cautious they may be.
1,000? Why not? Tell them it's me here.
That's me, it's me. And soon he's on first-name terms with the local bidders.
Tim, come close so I can see you. Yes, so I can...
His showmanship may be worthy of an Emmy, but will it cut the mustard in Derbyshire? Be there for one of our most exciting auctions ever. Well, we always knew that David was going to be a very entertaining guest when we eventually got to him. And he certainly didn't disappoint with all his showbiz stories. But you know, everywhere you looked in his quite amazing apartment, there was a different collection. So we brought some of those to Bamford's Auction House here in Derby. David wants to raise £5,000 for his favourite charity, which is a pretty healthy amount of money. So I do hope there's a lot of action in the room today when his items go under the hammer. So many of David's collectibles recall the golden age of Hollywood and, of course, his friendship with Michael Jackson. He disagreed with our expert over 2 estimates, so I wonder how John Cameron feels about meeting him again. Hi, John. But boy, didn't we have fun with David.
Didn't warm to some of my estimates. I have to
bit of conflict
remember.
there, right?
A little bit, but I think auctioneers tend to be cautious and conservative by nature. We like to get things in, with kind of low estimates. But
So are you more settled about the prices now?
Well, I think looking back at them, they are some fantastic pieces here with great provenance. Look at this, Michael Jackson contract. The provenance is great. There's never been a better time to sell Jacko memorabilia. He's enjoying a real renaissance with fans at the moment, so should do all right.
Excitement. We've heard that Mr. Gest is just minutes away from arriving, and he's travelling in the style to which he is well accustomed. But I have to tell you, David is teetotal, so at least the minibar is quite safe.
I want everything to sell. I want it to be a big success for the charity.
We'll certainly do our best for you, David. Perhaps you could throw the limo in as well. That might just bring in a few extra grand.
Hello.
David, have I been looking forward to seeing you? How are you?
Mwah.
Really good to see you. Wow, what's with the hair? You've changed it.
I was going through puberty, but I'm no longer doing that because I've been working on a Michael Jackson documentary called The Real Michael Jackson. And I've been interviewing 48 people, and I thought, I've got to look a little bit more mature for my age.
So this is the serious David Gest, is it?
I'm very serious now.
Yes. And are you looking forward to the auction today? Because I'm really excited about it.
I am too. This is going to be very special because we're going to raise a lot of money.
So you're looking for £5,000. That's a lot.
I want to help a lot of kids, and that's the goal. And I feel we've got great items, and hopefully we can break the record.
I have to say, it's not very often we get a Hollywood star coming here to Derbyshire. Please welcome David Gest.
Yay!
Now, David is raising funds for a charity that is very dear to his heart. Let's raise loads of money for a really good cause, and let's have some fun.
Fingers crossed we will, starting with a letter sent to David by stars of stage and screen. Now, they're being sold in 3 lots today with a total estimate of £700. The first set, signed by musical legends, is valued at £100. But we have names like Barry Manilow, Shirley Bassey and so on. So just remind me how you've collected these over the years.
A lot of these artists did shows for me for the American Cinema Awards, which Michael and I started in 1983 to help the motion picture and television home in Woodland Hills for actors who needed money to live.
And I can start the bidding at £180, at 180,
middle of our estimate
200
already.
do I see? At 100, 200 in the room, 220, 240, 260, 280, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400, 400, 420, 440, 460, 480. 480 has it, 500 now. I'll go one extra for them, 500, 520. At £500 absentee bid. 520 you coming in on the phone.
I'm shocked.
Out, the phone's out. At £500 absentee bid. At 500. Any advance at £500.
Holy focaccia. We did it.
500, well done.
And you know the good thing about it is you've got albums of them at home.
At £60.
You've got a lot more of those.
Thousands more.
We'll probably have to do a part 2. I'm not sure that poor John's nerves would stand the second outing with you, David, but let's see how it goes. That musical correspondence brought in a terrific first sale, so we have high hopes that letters from the cream of British acting talent will do equally well.
At 460 absentee bid. 470 do I see? At £460 absentee bid.
Fantastic.
Not bad.
A wonderful sale there, and you know we've made almost £1,000 from those 2 lots alone. There seems to be plenty of phone and commission bids, so our fate isn't entirely in the hands of the local dealers. I wonder how the Hollywood star correspondents will now perform.
550, 580, 600 winking, 620. At £600, 620 do I see? At 600.
Yes.
£600.
So you're well over £1,500 already on 3 items only.
If I would have done it for us, we could have had a vacation, the 3 of us.
You know, it's very exciting and humbling to see this cash coming in and knowing what a difference it will make to children and adults in need of artificial limbs. If we keep on like this, David should easily make a record-breaking £5,000. Up next, the 1920s style light fittings that John found. They came with the bar which David bought at auction years ago, a bar that was once in a Ginger Rogers movie and then in her home.
I'm guessing they were in the bar at some point, David.
They were
Because
in
you had
the
that
bar.
wonderful Art Deco bar area.
Yes.
We've got a pair of them. They are nice. We're looking for £75 to £120 for
Did
them.
you strip these off the poor man's wall?
I leave the bare wires. No, they're already off.
They're already off, really.
And I can start the bidding at £60 and 5 do I see? 5, 70, 5. At £70 I have. 75 new place. 75 from David Gest bar. At 75, 80 bid. £80, 85. Go on, go one more.
They were above the bar that Ginger Rogers gave me that was in Carefree.
That's a fantastic provenance. It's worth an extra £5. Come on. Oh, you meanie. At 85, well done. 85 and 90, 90 and 5. 95 do I see? At £90 and selling.
Yes.
I tell you what, they're beautiful lamps. That was a very good buy for somebody.
846.
Beautiful. It just goes to show how provenance can make all the difference. When we were at David's home, he told us how he and Michael Jackson bought the next item at an antique sale in Hollywood. This bowl was manufactured for Disney in California in 1940, and John believes that it's really quite special.
Just didn't make that many. I mean, and Fantasia, when it first came out, wasn't as popular as they thought it was going to be.
And actually kind of a flop. And when they made these vases, not everybody went out and bought them. They weren't that expensive then. Now, just to find them is so rare to keep one that's not broken or chipped. And this is in mint condition.
Where should we start it? Do I see £500 for it? Straight in, single bid, at £500 in the room. At £500, 520 do I see? At 500, then it's with you.
Are you happy?
It's £500 for charity.
Well, exactly.
You got to look at that.
It's better than not selling at all.
Right, and so far we haven't struck out yet.
No. Now, normally I'd say don't be too hasty, but the bidders do seem to like David's items, and the sale is going very smoothly. Let's hope it stays that way with our next lot.
This, in fact, was, I think, my favourite item in the house. And it's made by the factory of Luft, a very famous German factory, been around since the 1880s. We've got the aneroid barometer inside, we've got the hygrometer for measuring moisture change, and the thermometer. And I think it's a lovely piece, really elegant.
Where did you get it, David?
I got it at an antique show in Newcastle. In a field, and I don't know the name of the field, but it was very nice, and I liked it very much.
And I have 2 commissioned bids. 140 starts it. At 140, 150 now. At 140, 150 do I see? At 140 then. They remain with me. It's not quite enough.
You can't sell everything.
Holy focaccia, I did speak too soon after all. But our thanks to the auctioneer for not letting the barometer go at too low a value. Perhaps David will be able to sell it at another time. Now let's unveil one of our star items. We have a poster and programme from Michael Jackson's memorable anniversary concert. The estimate is £400 to £600. This 30th anniversary of Madison Square Gardens, how exciting was that?
If you ask me what the highlights of my life are, that would be number one.
Is it signed by Michael Jackson?
It's signed by Michael Jackson, myself, and also included is a poster from the show, the original poster.
What a piece of history. 620 here, 650, 650 nodding, 700, 750, 720 if you like.
I'll sign it too for you, and I'll do it in person. I'll come over to you.
720, 720.
Thank you very much.
750, 780, 800, 820, 840 and 860. In the room at £860, 880 do I see? At 860, any advance? At 860, well done, £860.
Holy focaccia, we did okay.
That is an extraordinary result, more than double John's lower estimate. David's total earnings so far come to a whopping £3,010. Another £2,000 and he'll beat his target. If his efforts have inspired you to try buying or selling in this way, remember that charges such as commission will be added to your bill. And it's always best to check these fees in advance with your sale room.
Do I see? Any advance?
Next under the hammer is a collection from David's room of vintage musical mementos. The 1960s Beatles coin holders and other memorabilia, all in mint condition.
Michael Jackson, and I keep saying that because we were best friends since we were young kids, we're Beatles collectors. We would buy Beatles displays, and this is one of them.
This was David's estimate on this lot, 750 to 1250. I think I originally said about 400 to 600, but you never know. They're very popular. We're about to find out.
Interesting lot. And I have a single bid to start it at 450. At 450, with discretion at 450, 500 you want. At 450, would you like to let it go?
Yes.
Thank you. At 450, commission will take it. Any advance, 450.
We've had a difference of opinion here slightly. I said 400 to 600 for this lot. David felt about 750, but you just never know.
I think his estimate was right. I should have listened to him. He knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
It's not over yet.
You're so right. Let's see if we can boost David's total further with 3 vintage bottles of wine. There's a Pichon Longueville 96 and 2 bottles of Chateau Canon 82. You're a very good living boy.
I'm a good living boy.
You don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't really do anything that's naughty at all. So why are you giving away some of your wine for auction?
I have a lot of it, and I thought, it's a good cause, so give them a bottle.
And I can start the bidding here at £150, 160 do I see? At 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, at 190 absentee bid. All shore at £190, 190.
Just short of your low
Just
estimate.
under our lower estimate, but the levels of wine in the bottle were just below the neck.
We jest, of course. Those vintage seals were intact. At roughly £63 a bottle, that's not bad at all. Having given up the booze some years ago, as he said, David is what they call dry. So does that mean that he's dangerous when wet?
This one is so beautiful because of the artwork. This one's a horror film.
You're a rascal.
Now, you're very cruel to your former wife here. Surely this cabaret
It's a
poster-
very beautiful poster and a great performance by a great actress.
Now, these 8 posters need a little extra salesmanship, and David has volunteered to do the honours.
Do we have an opening bid of £500? Thank you very much. Do we have $550? Thank you very much. $550. Can we get $600? Thank you very much. $650. Thank you. What's your name? Tim. Okay, Tim. Can we get $700? $750. Tim, thank you. $800. Thank you. Tim, $850. Thank you. $900. $950. Thank you. $1,000. Why not? Tell them it's me here.
He said, yes, he's aware of all that. Thank you very much. but no, thank you.
So do we have 1,000 from anybody? 1,000 there. Tim, 1,050. We need 1,100 over here. Thank you. Tim, 1,150 for Tim. Do we have a 1,200? Do we have a 1,200? 1,150 going once. 1,150 going twice. Tim, you're the proud owner of the best steel deal you could ever get. Congratulations.
Yay! Well done, Tim. Fantastic. Did you like doing that?
I love doing it.
You did well.
I'm a showbiz ham. What can you say?
I've got lots of memorabilia and they'll fit in just nicely with what else I've got. Once they're framed, they'll look fantastic in a cinema room or a games room, so I'm really looking forward to getting those done and put up.
When you think how movie posters are only intended for use at the cinema for a couple of weeks, it's wonderful to realise that these have lasted over 70 years and they've brought in such a high value. We have more ephemera up next, posters featuring David's ex-wife Liza Minnelli, plus a contract and poster from one of his tours.
It's been signed by all the soul legends, Benny King, Percy Sledge, Peabo Bryson, Denise Williams, Dorothy Moore. It's an incredible group, and it's from my tour when I played 34 cities in October.
I have 2 bids, and I can start the bidding mid-estimate almost at £380, at 380, 390 I see. I'm gonna sell them at 390 with you, 400 here, 420 for you. 420 takes them at 420, 440, 460. 460 bid, 480, 480, 500. 500, 520. Do you want one more? 510? Sure? 510, 520. Oh, don't do that. 520, 520, 530. No, definite no. Selling to the right at £520. Any advance?
Yay!
Fantastic.
Oh, I'm heating up too much. All these great auction figures are starting to make me feel quite giddy. There are some very, very generous people in the room. I wonder what they'll make of our final and most exciting item, the Michael Jackson contract containing his ultra-rare signature.
I produced the 30th anniversary celebration, and I kept all the contracts that Michael signed because he never signed contracts, but because we own the business. He had to sign everything.
It's a difficult thing to value. Hence why, again, David and I came to a little bit of a disagreement.
What did you put on?
You know how I like to straddle a big number? I said £800 to £1,200. David said, no, 1,500.
You really are going for the jackpot,
I'm going for
aren't
the
you?
jugular.
We'll start it at £1,500. At 1,005, 16 do I see? 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 3,000, 32, 34, 33 then. 33, new phone at 3,003, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 with me, 39, 39, 4,000, 41.
I am quite frankly speechless.
At £4,000, 41 do I see? 41 in the room, sir, new place. At 4,001, 42, 43, 44, 45. At £4,400, it's going at £4,400. Any advance? Sure?
That is so fantastic. I have never been in a room where an item is sold for that amount of money for our programme. So that is so thrilling. I think even David has lost the power of speech now. To reach such a high amount is exciting beyond words, and I think it must have made a huge difference to David's charity total. So today, David Gest, you may well have set an all-time high record for cash in the attic. You got £9,720, nearly £10,000 for the children in one auction.
I'm moved. I really am moved. I think this will help a lot of kids.
So many, many thanks. We'll always remember you.
Thank you.
Sadly, the wine bottles were not paid for, but the barometer did eventually sell, and the final total turned out even higher. The money will help STEP support people with various lower limb conditions, like 2-year-old Amelia, who was diagnosed with a dysplasia of the hip at 6 months and now wears a spiker.
So you've actually had a child in a hip spiker. You don't know how to deal with them. And in the best way of the world, hospitals haven't really got time to show you what to do when you're in the hospital. When she was in nappies last year, trying to keep that hip spiker clean was a nightmare. And STEPs have given us ideas and tips on how to keep her clean, keep her dry.
We get so caught up in who we are instead of helping others sometimes that you got to sit back and say, wait a minute, it's time to give. You've been very lucky, and I've been very lucky in my life.